Hey everyone, it's Cheyenne, and I just wanted to talk for a bit. Uh, it's funny every time I get in front of the camera, it's like my thoughts are like, no, 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 no. You don't want to form coherent sentences. Why would you want to do that? And it's hard to get my thoughts together, and it's probably because of the fact that I am still a little shy and still rather introverted. But there are times that I feel like I just can't stay quiet. Times when I feel like I have to say something, and this is one of those times. So lately, as many of you know, there's been a lot of stuff going on around the world. The stuff in Paris, the stuff here in America with shootings, and, there's still so much more that goes on even past that, and it's hard to look past all of that when it's right in your face and in the news and online, and you can't quite escape it, no matter how much you may want to. And sometimes, you're not supposed to. But I was just thinking about how it's also strange, how at one moment people can be unified and together, and in the next they split apart and look at each other with distrust, and sometimes it's no one's fault. It's an outside force that pushes inward and creates a divide. And I was thinking about how things used to be here in America with discrimination and with, how people were treated. And I was also thinking about how things are today, and I was wondering if they were different, And I realized that I can't answer that question. I wasn't there back when, discrimination and that stuff, when it was at its worst. I wasn't there. Back in the 20s and the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. I mean, I still see it today. But I wonder, is it the same? And, it kind of makes me want to go up to people who've dealt with discrimination and with that kind of stuff, and just ask them, are things that different today, Yes, we still have discrimination, but we also have a bigger unifying quality that, a lot of us have been brought together. And I want to believe that it is. Yes, I think that there are still bad people out there. And yes, I still think that discrimination is a big thing. But, all the stuff that I see with one person in a group does something wrong, and suddenly everyone in that part is stereotyped to be the same way. And, how does that make us much different from the people who discriminate us? I'm not just saying us like a skin color or a race, or I'm saying us like us as in human beings. People get, everyone in their own way, they get grouped into one group and they become stereotyped. It's a natural human thing to do, but when it becomes a hatred of one group, that's when things change. I had a woman look at me the other day like I couldn't be trusted. Like I had done something so terrible to her, but I had never met her before. And she treated me like I was gonna betray her, or like I already had. You know? And I mean, things like that happen. You know, something bad happens to someone from one person in a different group, and suddenly that entire grouping of it becomes a bad thing. You know? It's like how people used to be with rappers. You know, they were all stereotyped to be gangsters and killers, and that's not how all of them were. Yes, a lot of them rapped like that, but even then, not all of them felt, not all of them were like that. They rapped about it because they heard about it and they felt something that they had to say. And so that's how they put it across. And, you know, it's like the stuff with police today. We had a lot of bad ones. And now they're all grouped together. But you have to think, we're not all the same. You know, we were meant to be different, to be unique. You know? Not every rapper is a gangster. Not every cop is a bad guy. Not every person you see in the country is racist. Actually, I've met mostly all of the people I've met actually have not been. I have met a few that have been slightly or slightly more, and I didn't want them in my life. But not everyone from upper city states is a quick talking liar who will break you out of your loyalty and your money and, you know, stuff like that. Not all homeless people are homeless because they did drugs or drank too much alcohol or that they were just too lazy to get off their ass. Some of them were homeless because they didn't know what else to do. And I'm realizing the more that I think about it, the more, you know, we put stereotypes to try and understand people better. You know, it's a way to quicker get to know a person that you've met, in a way. But what we don't think about is that when we stereotype people to be a certain way, we are setting some of them up for failure. Like musicians and artists, this is something that I get a lot. I tell people I want to be in fine arts, I want to be a singer, and I get looked at with this look that says, "Oh, honey." Or this look that says, "You can't be trusted." When really, I'm the kind of person that values honesty. That I hate hurting people. To me, it's about the music. But you see what I mean. Yeah, some people, you know, they're not like that, and they look past all of that. And I've met so many people like that, you know, you guys and my friends and family, but I've met people who are. And, you know, it's the way we're raised, you know, we're raised to believe a certain thing and in a certain way, and it's hard to think of anything else when that's all you're used to. I guess I can't blame people for that. I can't. And I won't. But just because someone might be a certain way, and don't get me wrong, stereotyping's gonna happen whether you think about it or not. Your mind automatically puts someone into a category when you meet them. You can't help it. It's not always a bad thing. But maybe we don't have to be so inclined to hating each other. You know? I know. People say don't judge a book by its cover, but we all do it. But sometimes you have to look deeper. You know? It's like we come together in our moments of greatest pain, but after that, what happens? Why do we have to come apart after that? Why can't we stay the way we are? We're made to love, to be compassionate, you know. Yes, we have the ability to hate, but that doesn't mean we have to. I guess sometimes you can't help it. But as long as we, you know, as long as we're putting someone into a group and then just leaving it at that, not looking any deeper, not trying to look past, you know, our anger or our pain, how are things ever going to change? Yes, anger can, riot, change, but that doesn't mean it'll always work, and it doesn't mean it'll make things better. You know, that, I'm a huge fan of Gandhi. I've read a lot of his quotes and such, and I've had to learn about him in college and high school, and his was always the idea of peaceful protest and accepting someone even when it's hard. And I like that idea. It doesn't mean you have to change who you are. It doesn't mean you have to change what you believe. Just because you accept someone doesn't mean you agree with them. It just means you accept them as they are. You know, you don't have to change to love someone. Sometimes you just love them because you know that they're doing their best. Sometimes you love them because you know there's more than what meets the eye. Anyways, I think it's about time for me to go to bed before I get all emotional. I've already started tearing up a little bit. I don't know, I see so much of the anger and pain that if you guys see someone hurting, it's okay to reach out to them. You never know whose life you'll be saving. And if you're in pain, it's okay to reach out to someone. It's not a burden. And you don't have to bear it alone. Anyways, I love you guys so much. thank you guys for watching. I know, late night ramblings with Cheyenne, woo! But, hopefully this wasn't all too random. I know I was kind of all over the place, but I think I said what I wanted to say. I love you guys. Stay you. Believe in yourselves, because I promise you, you guys are so amazing and you will all do such amazing things. And I believe in you. Don't forget that. Don't forget to dance today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.